Ice Cube is no stranger to hip-hop beefs. This was the same guy who fought with rap legends, his old friends, his own cousin, and even his own music group, NWA. He then put out a scathing diss track with bars that tore each member apart, from greedy business partners to rappers who accused him wrongly and his own blood who stabbed him in the back. Ice Cube spared no one when crossed. Some of his battles were so fierce that they shook the West Coast rap scene, while others were so one sided they weren't even fair fights. Today, we're looking at the top 7 hip hop artists that Ice Cube had a beef with and why. The first on the list of Ice Cube's most hated artists is Eazy-E. Never known to shy away from battle, Ice Cube clashed with a lot of artists, but his loudest and fiercest fight was with former NWA teammate Eazy-E. When Cube left the music group in 1989, he told everyone that Eazy-E and their manager, Jerry Heller, had cheated him and stolen a lot of his money. I was nervous about leaving the group, but I did what I had to do. I had no other option. It was either stay and know you're getting fucked out of some money, or leave and try to start a career from there. To be honest, I'd rather be broke than be in a major group and not be getting paid right, Ice Cube said in an interview with Thrasher magazine. Eazy-E fought back, featuring in songs like 100 Miles and Running, where the whole NWA crew took a dig at Ice Cube, calling him out for leaving and comparing him to America's notorious traitor, Benedict Arnold. But Ice Cube's infamous diss track No Vaseline ended the argument once and for all. In the song, Ice Cube attacked all NWA members and their manager harshly, telling the group, "You're getting effocated out of your green money by a white boy with no Vaseline." In March 1995, Ice Cube said he and his former teammates were planning to meet and iron things out. People thought they could mend old wounds and finally reconcile, but destiny had other plans. Just a few months later, Eazy-E died of complications from AIDS. Ice Cube explains that right before Eazy-E died, he wanted to get the group back together and asked if Ice Cube would do it. Ice Cube said he told him he should work things out with Dr. Dre first, then talk to him, but that never happened before Eazy-E died. There's no doubt Ice Cube has completely forgiven Eazy-E, as he has consistently spoken about him with love, respect, and fond memories since his death. But as you would soon find out, not all of Ice Cube's feuds ended on such a friendly and peaceful note. The second one is Dr. Dre. Ice Cube also had a personal beef with another NWA member, Dr. Dre. Even though their fight was short and subtle, the resentment was deep. The feud began when Ice Cube fell out with NWA and went solo. Dr. Dre, on the other hand, chose to stay with the group and remain loyal to the manager. That decision alone angered Ice Cube, as he felt Dre had sided with the man who was exploiting them. Then, Dr. Dre drew first blood in the NWA track Real and Y'all Asses, where he rapped, "We started out with too much cargo, so I'm glad we got rid of Benedict Arnold." A subtle jab directly aimed at Ice Cube. Dre also appeared in skits, like A Message to BA, the group produced to publicly humiliate Ice Cube. Feeling infuriated and betrayed, Ice Cube fired back in his own diss song No Vaseline, saying Dr. Dre had no rap skills and should stick to producing. A short but hurtful insult to Dr. Dre. Unlike other rap wars with lots of back and forth diss songs, Dre and Cube kept their fight quiet and low-key. They did not go about making emotional outbursts against each other, but the tension between them faded as the years passed. Then, in 2016, something unexpected happened. Both Ice Cube and Dr. Dre shared a stage at Coachella. They performed an old NWA song together, showing they had made peace and reconciled. The third artist he couldn't stand was Common. If you watched Ice Cube and Common act together in the movie Barbershop, The next cut, you might think they had always been friends. But before both became screen buddies, they had one of the toughest and most lyrically compelling battles in hip-hop history. It all began in 1994 when Common released the song I Used to Love H.E.R. The song was a big hit amongst hip-hop fans in New York. But two lines in the song she broke to the West Coast, I wasn't salty. She was with the boys in the hood, rubbed Ice Cube the wrong way. He saw it as a diss on West Coast rap. Ice Cube was one of the biggest rappers on the West Coast, so Common saying that hip-hop had gone gangster seemed like a personal attack on Cube's career and legacy. Cube did not let it slide. He hit back in Mac 10's song Slaughterhouse. All you suckers wanna diss the Pacific, but you buster nose never get specific. Used to love her mad, cause we fucked her. Pixie whipped Bull Youth with no common sense. Common did not let the insult cool. He made his own diss track, The Be Odds and You, partnering with East Coast legendary producer Pete Rock. This song was targeted at Ice Cube with the aim of destroying his career and what he represents. This was not just two angry rappers throwing jabs at each other. It was a full-blown lyrical war. The rap battle almost turned physical when both artists ran into each other in Atlanta. Common feared their fight could worsen. "Man, this might get ugly," he said in an interview. Realizing the danger that was about to unfold, respected Islamic leader Minister Farrakhan organized a peace meeting between the two warring rappers. That was how another East Coast versus West Coast war was prevented, with both parties walking away with mutual respect for each other. Ice Cube said he regretted his beef with Common, dubbing it one of the darkest moments in his career. Common is a good dude. I don't think he deserved it. It was just a misunderstanding. I was in my feelings, I was sensitive about everybody saying anything about the West Coast, and I thought I heard something, Cube said in a podcast with Talib Kweli. Coming in fourth is Cypress Hill. Ice Cube also had a beef with Cypress Hill, a music group founded by Los Angeles artists back in the 90s. The fight started when Cypress Hill claimed that Cube stole the hook from their 1995 song Throw Your Set in the Air and used it in the soundtrack of his movie Friday. Cypress Hill said they were on tour when friends back home called asking if they had given their song to Ice Cube because they heard it on the radio, but they never did. That was when they realized what had happened. Cypress Hill believed this was no accident. Ice Cube had cheated them and used their own work to make money without giving them any credit or even thanks. In the hip-hop world, using another person's work without permission is considered an unforgivable sin. What made it even more painful to the Cypress Hill members was that Ice Cube was from the West Coast like them, so they felt betrayed by one of their own. In response, Cypress Hill released a diss song called No Rest for the Wicked, targeting Ice Cube and calling him out for not respecting the rules of hip-hop. Ice Cube responded with his own song, King of the Hill, where he claimed he was the boss and that Cypress Hill's accusations were false. The conflict escalated quickly. A couple of things happened, and then eventually, it all just snowballed into the beef, you know what I mean? We felt like he wasn't being genuine with us, said Be Real, lead singer of Cypress Hill. Soon, both parties were making diss songs against each other. Then they started attacking each other in TV and magazine interviews. Fans began to take sides. This clash heated up the rap scene on the West Coast. Some people believed that Ice Cube won the battle of words, while others thought Cypress Hill would have won in real life if the fight had gone physical. Eventually, the anger died down, but Ice Cube and Cypress Hill never saw eye to eye again. At number 5 on this list, we have NWA. Remember Ice Cube's song No Vaseline? This was the fight that led to the infamous diss track. In 1989, Ice Cube decided to leave NWA, a gangster rap group he formed alongside Dr. Dre, MC Ren, and Eazy-E. Before his exit, Cube was the engine room of the group, the songwriter whose words helped build the empire. He left because he felt that he and some other members were not fairly compensated for their efforts. Their manager, Jerry Heller, and Eazy-E, who also happened to be co-owner of their label, Ruthless Records, pocket most of their royalties. The little that was left was shared by him and the rest of the group. Feeling underappreciated, Ice Cube parted ways with NWA and went on to become a solo artist. When Cube left, he expected other members who were also cheated to also walk away. The fact that they stayed behind brewed bad blood between him and his former NWA members. At first, NWA tried to downplay Ice Cube's contribution. When asked how things had changed since Ice Cube left, better, it's way better, because there ain't no ego trips or anything. Anyway, make peace with each other. Peace, replied the group. But they did not stop at that. They started throwing jabs at Ice Cube in many of their songs. Ice Cube couldn't just ignore their attacks, so he fired back with No Vaseline, which is considered one of the greatest diss tracks of all time. In the song, Cube hit each member in the most painful spot. He also claimed the group had abandoned their principles for money and success. Cube did not just defend himself with this song. He also exposed dirty secrets and made everyone wake up to the shady stuff happening inside their favorite hip-hop groups. The sixth one is Cam. You know what hurts more than beef with strangers? A beef with your own family. That's exactly what happened between Ice Cube and his cousin Cam back in the day. Cam wasn't just some random dude. He was Ice Cube's real cousin and his right-hand man. After Cube left NWA, Cam was one of the people who helped him build his career. They worked together and were very close, just like family should be. But the issues started when Cube signed Cam to his Street Knowledge Records label. After a few months, Cam felt like his cousin wasn't really trying to make him a star. He thought Cube had noticed his lyrical prowess and was scared he might blow up bigger than him. So instead of promoting him, Cube decided to keep him around and push him into the background. He didn't do me bad. Like, my biggest gripe wasn't really that big, which was not promoting me. Like, if you're a tight artist and you sign to another tight artist that's still in the game, that's trying to compete for the limelight, then it's going to be a kind of conflict because we're naturally egotistic. The senior artist is like, you're never going to outshine me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm smart enough to get you on my team. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you against me. I want you working with me. So I'm smart enough to pick up that type of talent, but I can't let you, I'm still building my legacy. So that's how that went, Calm said about the beef. When he realized Ice Cube would never promote him properly, he got fed up and left. Clearly pissed, Cam released some diss tracks against his cousin. One of them was Whoop, where he went straight for Cube's throat. I put my trust in you like the OJ jury, but you dissed, so feel my fists of fury. Sure, we used to be cool and all that junk, little fat pot-belly, big titty duck flip punk, Cam said in the song. But unlike most rap beefs that drag on for years, the two cousins actually settled in no time. Cam later realized Ice Cube did not intentionally prevent him from shining. He just didn't know how best to promote him. Cam also claimed that the whole thing was screwed up by other people, stirring up drama. Cube's business people were pointing fingers, while Cam's crew was trying to pressure Cube. Nobody was being straight about what was really happening. As he put it, I learned later on that it had more to do with personal misrepresentation from my camp and from his camp. His partner, business partner, and lawyer, Pat Charbonnet, was passing the buck to him. And he was kind of passing the buck to her about why there was no push and no promotion and no muscle behind my project. But then on my end, some of the brothers that I was bringing around were trying to push him or press him. Finally, Ice Cube and Cam sat down and talked it out like grown men. They figured out they'd both been played by people around them who had their own agendas. So they cleared the air, understood what really went down, and moved on. Finally, the seventh artist that Ice Cube hates is Lil Wayne. When Ice Cube released a track called I Rep That West in 2010, many people thought he was attacking Lil Wayne in it. The song caused a lot of drama and arguments on the internet and hip-hop websites. Fans claimed Ice Cube was dissing Lil Wayne. When you first heard it, it did seem like an insult, especially because Lil Wayne, who's originally from New Orleans, was pretending to be part of West Coast gangs. Dude was wearing red colors and claiming to be with the Bloods. What made the dig even more obvious is that Ice Cube actually mentioned Lil Wayne's name in the song. Leave this motherfucker paraplegic and octopus around the world that think they want to bang. Don't get your ass caught up like Lil Wayne, Cube raps. That one mention made fans read meaning into every word in the song. To make matters worse, Lil Wayne had just gotten out of prison, and many veteran hip-hop fans believed he was faking his connections to West Coast gang culture. So they saw nothing wrong in the statement by Ice Cube, who always defends West Coast rap culture. People began to argue on online forums about what Ice Cube meant. Some fans thought he was criticizing Lil Wayne for stealing West Coast culture. Others believed it was about how the new generation of rappers was ruining hip-hop. Ice Cube later explained what he really meant, and it was not what many people had thought. In an interview, Cube said he had no problem with Lil Wayne as a person. In fact, he considered Lil Wayne unbeatable. Cube admitted, it's hard. It's hard to beat Lil Wayne. It's just hard. Lil Wayne, I just think his brain's on, man. Yeah, exactly. His metaphors are, otherworldly. Of course, I've done so much for the culture. But he's dope. This showed Ice Cube wasn't really targeting Lil Wayne specifically. He was speaking about a bigger issue going on. Cube wasn't happy with how modern rap had become more about showing off and style, with less regard for the foundations that older artists like him had built. Which of the diss tracks mentioned in this video hit the hardest? Who do you think would have won if Lil Wayne had replied to Ice Cube? Drop your answers in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories.